What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV, back at it again with another banger, my friends. Y'all know the vibes by now. Kick back, relax, and take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Coach Don Staley in South Carolina have reaped many rewards on the recruitment trail, but recently they have been striking out in the class of 2026 with some big-time recruits. Most recently, Olivia Edwards, a player that they had recruited hard, a player that they had set up for an official visit that has been to campus before, a player that the entire coaching staff went to go see during travel ball season where she was killing it on the AAU circuit. A talent that is just maybe one of the most versatile skill sets in the entire class. Make no mistake about it, South Carolina was all in on Olivia Edwards, the multifaceted forward, wing prospect, three-level scorer, elite defensive player, compared to Ashlyn Watkins with her athletic ability and her ability to dunk. And this was a major blow, and I think honestly a shock that she decided to commit to Kim Caldwell in Tennessee. Salute to Tennessee, Coach Caldwell doing her thing on the recruitment trail, evening the playing field, building Tennessee into the juggernaut that Pat Summitt once had. Everything is looking up for Tennessee right now. They return a very strong roster. They bring in a very talented recruiting class this year. On top of that, they just got one of the crown jewels of this recruiting class, number 2 prospect overall. Now, she had been linked to South Carolina for quite some time. And this is just another example of South Carolina getting snubbed by another school for a big time recruit. And we've been seeing this repeatedly with the 2026 class. Now, I know some people I have been saying this might be the end of a dynasty, the end of a run. Now, I'm not going to overreact that much because let's not forget she just brought in 2 5-star recruits. I'm not gonna go too, they just brought in 2 5-star prospects. They just brought in the number 1 transfer portal prospect in the country and Nia Lasson. So I'm not gonna say this is the end of an era or overreact and say Don Staley and this program can't continue to get elite talent. But we are noticing the playing field getting more evened out, man. I mean, you look at Sanaya Hall, they missed on her. Olivia Edwards missed on her. Kate Harping missed on her. Jersey Robinson missed on her. Jordan Jackson missed on her. These were all prospects that were linked to South Carolina that they recruited really, really hard. Now they're still in the running for McKenna Walisco as well as a couple of other prospects in this class. So it's still yet to be seen exactly how this class will shape up. And they return a lot of talent next season, man. I mean, you still got Maddie McDaniel coming back. You still got McDowell. You still got McKeer. You still have Adele Tack, Joyce Edwards coming back next season. So there's still a lot of talent coming back on this roster that they will be in good shape regardless of if they bring anybody else in. But the fact that we are not used to seeing them miss on these big-time prospects is a bit surprising, man. And it feels like, is South Carolina losing some of their steam? Y'all let me know. Now, they do have Kelsey Andrews coming in for an official visit in the coming weeks, a 5-star center in this class, a big-time prospect that could, shift some things for them as far as adding more depth to that front court. Right now, I mean, they have 3 players, Medina, as well as Chloe Kitts, as well as Joyce Edwards competing, Ocott competing for 2 spots basically. Three starting caliber players competing for 2 spots. But this was another big miss for Coach Don Staley in the game, and it's not like they're doing their due diligence. But everybody's not ready to buy into the South Carolina way. Everybody isn't going to want to sacrifice individual accolades for teams. NIL money is getting kicked out to these women's players in a big way. And we know Coach Don Staley is not overpaying for players. They have their set amount, and none of them know how much the other is making. But I just think this was a surprise. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments about just Olivia Edwards not committing to South Carolina. Now, Coach Don Staley has said already that she has big plans for the 2 freshmen coming in. They're not hurting for prospects. this isn't going to affect the program this year or next year, but this is more so thinking down the line. But with Hall committing to another school, with with Kate committing to another school, with Edwards committing to another school, Jordan Jackson, that was a really big shock to me, committing to Maryland. Great pickup for Coach Freeze, but that was a big shock to me because of the fact that she had been a long time linked to the South Carolina Gamecocks. So it's another miss, man. They are striking out in the 2026 class. Now, 2027 is a whole nother ball game. It's potential that they have a major home run hitting class with that group. They're doing a lot of groundwork right now, planting the seeds and booking those official visits. But man, this is unfamiliar territory for South Carolina, missing out on all these recruits. They're gonna be one of the best teams in the country this year. Coach Don Staley is going to continue to bring in elite talent, but it's getting harder. The playing field is getting more even. Teams are getting better. Teams are offering more money. Teams are offering playing time. Teams are offering things that South Carolina may not be able to offer with this particular class. 2027 could be a completely different ball game. Now, I'm not saying, the sky is falling, the floodgates are open, and this is the end of an era by any means, because I think that would be irresponsible. That would be an over exaggeration. But does this another miss hurt? Does it sting? We got to be real here. Yeah. Yeah, this is a player that had been linked to South Carolina, and she committed before she even got her official visit in. She committed before she even got her official visit in. So obviously she was completely blown away by Coach Caldwell and her pitch. And Coach Caldwell's a player that has the platoon system. She's going 10 deep. So it's not like you're just going to come and get the keys early on. But, she did speak on feeling at home, feeling like Coach Caldwell get her to the next level, feeling like Tennessee was the place where she felt the most at home, the most chemistry, and just a natural fit. So you cannot knock a player for, choosing the best outlet, the best situation for them. But man, I was personally surprised. I knew they were in the running, but I didn't think the commitment would just come out like that. She committed on campus. Tennessee, she felt the most at home. And with the transfer portal these days, man, you're lucky to keep a player for 1 year. So just because she committed to Tennessee doesn't mean she will finish her career there. But I do think with that wide open playing style, her versatile skill set, we see what she's done with Spearman. We see what she's done with Whitehorn, these big wings that have really gotten active with Tennessee. I respect Coach Caldwell as a coach. She's tenacious. She's got that fire. She wants to compete now, and she is a player's coach. Her players will run through a wall for her. She had a kid and freaking coached in the same week. I'm just saying. So the SEC is catching up, man, and things are getting very interesting on the recruitment trail. But South Carolina strikes out again. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. That is a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. This is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast, and I'm not saying to panic or anything like that, people. But this is a very talented, skilled player with 3-level scoring ability, super athletic. As a defender, she has the Gamecock mentality, but she's bringing her talents to Tennessee. Y'all holler at me in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel. That is a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney. Until next time, my people, we out.